Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So today, this afternoon, we're going to talk about the curriculum implementation, implementing the design curriculum as a change process. So, what is curriculum implementation? Kindly read Valencia.
Curriculum implementation, putting into practice the written curriculum that has been designed in the syllabi, course of study, guides, and subjects.
Okay, so implementing a design curriculum involves navigating a change process within an educational setting. Initially, there's a need for clear communication of the new curriculum's goals and objectives to all stakeholders, including teachers, administrators, students, and parents, to ensure understanding and buy-in. So curriculum implementation full needs the full support or needs the presence of other stakeholders such as parents or the community, the barangay, and other stakeholders to implement the certain curriculum. Kasi hindi sila makakabasta-basta ng pag-i-implement niyan kung wala yung help ng stakeholders. So it's a process wherein the learners acquire the planned or intended knowledge. So in implementing in the curriculum, there's intended knowledge that should be aimed or para na makukuha dapat ng mga bata at the end of the lesson or at the end of the school year. Next is, according to Ornstein Ornstein and Hankens 1998, as the interaction between the curricula that has been written and planned and the persons, teachers who are in charge to deliver it. So they are saying that the curriculum implementation is like the bridge between what's written in the curriculum and what the teachers actually do in the classroom. So this is where the teacher, ano yung mga ginagamit na strategies ng teacher para kung paano nila ituturo sa bata yung written curriculum na nandito sa curriculum. Next, Lux and Lieberman, 1983. They define curriculum as the trying out of a new practice and what it looks like when actually used in school system. It simply means that implementation should bring desired change and improvement. So they emphasize that curriculum implementation involves more than just following a plan. It's about experimenting with new teaching practices and observing how they work within the school system. Hindi yung, for example, binigyan na kayo ng curriculum na dapat yung ituro sa bata. Dili mo mag-settle lang atong na kanang mura na yung itudlo na wala mo yung mga strategies na i-implement ko na para mas makasabot ang bata o mas maka-give mo sa ila o quality learning na i-implement ninyo ang curriculum with some strategies or practice na inyong i-gamit ko. Next is concept of change. Change is a constant law of nature. It brings improvements, and change is an ongoing process. So this statement is a fundamental aspect of life and that it often leads to improvements. But not all challenges result to improvement. An improvement necessitates some form of change. So, di ba, ito yung sinasabi nila na the only constant in this world is change. Sa curriculum implementation, sa pag-i-implement nito, meron talagang mga improvements na kailangang meron talagang mga dapat changes na kailangang mas mag-improve pa yung curriculum. Next is features of change. So, curriculum, as what I said earlier, it is a process, not an event. So, curriculum is, di ba, implementation, di ba, nag-need siya, di ba, process talaga yan siya, hindi yan parang one-day event lang na pag in-implement mo, yan na talaga, parang long-term process pa siya. And then next is Next is process of curriculum change. It may be assisted by permissiveness and support in accordance of a helpful improvement in the curriculum. The next is the Kurt Lewin's force field theory and the curriculum change. So Kurt Lewins in 1951 is the father of social psychology, explains that process of change, the model can be used to explain curriculum change and implementation. So look at his model of force field analysis and curriculum change. We have here two columns. First column is the driving force, and then the second column is the restraining force. So the driving force, it is forces that push for change and restraining forces that resist change. Driving forces might include factors like educational research findings, student needs, or societal demands for updated skills. So driving forces includes government interventions, society's values, technological changes, knowledge explosions, and administrative support. So with this helping hands or helping organization, curriculum implementation can last or ano ba. And then sa restraining forces, dito yung mga murag hadlang bitaw siya sa restraining forces could be things like tradition, lack of resources, or resistance from stakeholders. So yung mga parents na hindi participative, yung mga parents na palaging wala sa community nila at palaging walang time sa bata. Dito sa restraining forces, we have fear of the unknown, negative attitudes to change, tradition values, limited resources, obsolete equipment. So, yung pinaka-main talaga no is yung limited resources na para gagamitin natin sa pag-implement ng curriculum. So, next is categories of curriculum change. McNeil in 2000 categorized curriculum change as follows. So, first is substitution. So, substitution, replace the present with a new one. So, for example, is, di ba, meron tayong tinatawag nung milks. Tinatawag na-implement yun nung pandemic, di ba? Yun yung ginagamit. And then now is the CG. Meron tayong tinatawag na curriculum guide 2016. And then, that's the latest, bago pa dumating si matatag na curriculum. So, change nila or nag-substitute si matatag na curriculum kay CG. Okay, so next is alteration. Introduce minor changes or modification on current one. So, merong changes na parang binabago, minor changes. Ito. For example, instead of using graphing paper for mathematics teaching, this can be altered by using a graphing calculator. So ito yung mga ginagamit ng teacher para ituro yung certain na competency sa mga bata. And then next is restructuring. Introduce major modification of the current curriculum. So example of this is using an integrated curriculum for the whole school for K-12 requires the primary and secondary levels to work as a team. So, masaktan na, no? So, next is perturbations. Changes happen within a fairly short time. So, ito is kanang yung parang ang example nito, if the principal changes the time schedule because there is a need to catch up with a national testing time. For example, dito, meron tayong gaganapin na meeting with it at 3 p.m. So dapat yung teacher, nagawa nila ng paraan kung paano i-shorten yung time para makater niya lahat ng dapat niyang ituro within that day bago pa umabot sa 3 p.m. na meeting nila. So yan yung changes happen within a fairly short time. Next is value orientation. Respond to shift in emphasis within the vision, mission of the school. When new teachers who are recruited in religious gives emphasis on academics and forget the formation of values of or faith. So we as a future teacher, we should impose values or values orientation like, for example, di ba meron tayong iba't ibang religious beliefs. So with that, dapat in-impose natin sa students natin na dapat avoid discrimination and we should live in a world that is inclusive and that we feel that we are belong despite of our differences. Okay, next. Important elements in the process of change. First is developmental. This means making changes step by step. As what I said earlier, the curriculum implementation is a step-by-step process, not a one-time event. Participatory, second. This is about involving everyone who will be affected by the changes. Yung mga stakeholders, parents, the communities, and other staff and the school system. Next one is supportive. This means helping and encouraging everyone involved in the changes. It's like giving people the tools, training, and encouragement. For example, the teachers that are the teacher na mag-implement sa curriculum na mag-teach sa bata, dapat na sila'y enough nga knowledge of na sila'y training na ginahimo para mas ma-okay ang pag-implement sa curriculum and encouragement they need to succeed so that they feel confident and supported throughout the process. So, kinahanglan jud siya sa mga teachers kay dapat sila motivated sila sa ilang trabaho na to give their best every day and always. So that's all for my report. And now let's proceed to the next discussant, Ms. Jocelyn Diaz.